Why don't you come into our monster vault? Welcome to Monster Vault. I'm Ripley Stonebrook, and this is my assistant, Crandall.
Hello.
Housekeeping? Do you have anything? I know you were editing, but...
I feel like there was something... I feel like you said that Bela Lugosi played Frankenstein.
Yes.
I don't mean in Son of Frankenstein. I don't know. I thought maybe you said it as the original Frankenstein.
Oh, really?
But that's
Instead
not.
Of Karloff?
There you go. So just officially, if that, I just vaguely thought of that, but you're probably, who knows?
Oh, well. My bad.
In the fictional movie Son of Frankenstein, we don't. Okay, okay. If you haven't listened to the first episode, maybe you should. And at the same time, if you're back here for the second episode after listening to the first episode, hey, thanks.
That's really nice.
And yeah,
that was rough. Everything broke down.
Thanks for coming back. And hey, we're gonna have fun here today, so I'm really glad you're here with us.
I'll start them off. Welcome to Monster Vault, where we'll be ranking all the monsters in a series of categories. We're starting off with the Universal monsters, so that will be Frankenstein, the Mummy, Dracula, Werewolf. Possibly not in that order.
Now, that being said, I should say this is actually part 2 of part 1, which I'm not sure was completely explained in the first. So this is the
second Frankenstein one, where we'll be going over another Frankenstein-type monster, and we'll have 2 more. And at the end of that, we'll pick a final winner who will go on to the next round versus the next rank of monsters.
You'll see what we mean.
You'll see when it gets there anyway. It's not really important, but there's numbers, there's ranking, and we're just going to jibber-jabber about monsters.
You love hanging out with us in Atlantic Canada. All having a good time.
We are here in Atlantic Canada.
Maritimes.
Welcome.
Come visit. It's great here. If you like the ocean and the ocean.
Yeah, that's what we got here. Basically it. So, if you want to follow on Instagram, it's Ripley Stonebrook. The website is spookyroomproductions.com. The email is spookyroomproduktions@gmail.com. And those are the places where you can go and challenge all of our numbers and comment on the episodes.
And tell us how much you love it here in Atlantic Canada with us.
It's fantastic.
It's so good here.
It's a little hot, but not as hot as other places.
Oh my God,
world,
it's so...
Especially BC.
Oh, yeah. But BC's always been
New York.
Warmer part of Canada, but still, they're going crazy. They should calm down.
What's next? Ooh! Monster intro. So today, talking about Reanimator. Do you know Reanimator?
Nope. I know it as a tape in the house, but I've never watched it, so.
You never watched it at all?
No.
I thought we watched it at least once. Okay, so, in the Frankenstein vein, Reanimator is an H.P. Lovecraft story. We'll talk about him in a little bit. It's a movie from 1980, it's either 85 or 86. Forgive me while I look it up. 85. Based on Lovecraft's story, but by the director Brian Usna, who did lots of Lovecraft movies, and it's really fun. It's about a guy who has a magic potion, basically, that brings things back to life. So unlike Frankenstein, who's making new life from bits and pieces, he is bringing people back from the dead. So that is the slight difference there.
Like a Pet Sematary?
Yes, very Pet Sematary.
Oh, okay.
Only with science.
See, that's the thing. Like, I knew, of course, everyone sort of knows a little bit, at least, about Frankenstein. I have no idea what this is about, so that's more exciting for me.
Well, yeah, there you go. And what do you know about Lovecraft?
I know that I tried to read a Lovecraft book. I don't even know which one it was.
I think it was Dream Quest that I gave you.
Okay. And
it might have been.
I got maybe, I don't know, let's say 50 pages in, and I'm like, I can't read this anymore. I very much dislike this.
It's because he's, we're going to hear a lot about this, but he's not that great a writer. He doesn't have characters that people actually connect with, I don't think. I think his characters are based on what he would like to do. You know, creeping around, reading old books, going through old towns, but not actually a heroic character or a likable character. And, of course, his stories also didn't have women in them either.
I think
there's not a lot of love interest or...
My main problem, I think, was I didn't enjoy his style of writing.
Yes, and they didn't like it back then either. So he was writing in the 20s, but wrote in an archaic style that never really existed. It was sort of what he thought of as an archaic style.
I mean, that's fine to, like, make up your own style, and that's cool, but I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way, but I understand it's very popular.
And I liked it a lot more when I was, like, 12 and 13, and start reading more books, and you're like, oh, this is very different. And, of course, he's got the monsters in it, and the wobbly tentacled monsters, and Cthulhu, and things like that. He's the Cthulhu guy.
I know that.
If you've heard that out there, that he's that guy. But he also wrote Herbert West, Reanimator, which is a fairly short story. I think it works out to like 9 pages on letter-sized paper. It's a really short one. And it's basically the same story as the movie. There's Herbert West, and he brings people back to life. There's not a lot going on there. But he's got his magic potion, which he injects, and it brings him back to life.
Okay. And
so we'll be focusing for the monsters on the things that he has brought back to life. Now, in the first movie, he only does like a corpse. So he'll have be in the morgue, and he'll inject them, and then they'll come back to life and go, whoa, very Frankenstein-like, and attack him. But they're not very supernatural.
Wait. Every time he does this, the monster automatically attacks him.
They usually do.
He keeps doing it? Okay,
The first thing we see in the movie is a cat. So he brings the cat back to life.
And the cat attacks him?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And it's a really awesome scene because it's one of those classic, like, you hold the cat on you while it's attacking you, and you go, get it off of me. And then there's lots of, like, chasing it around the basement, but you can't see the cat at all. They're just beating at boxes, and then he appears again, and it's a great scene, but yeah.
Okay, so I guess this guy's like, does he have a specific reason? Like, is it a specific loved one, let's say, as in Pet Sematary, that has been lost, and he's like,
he's one of those classic scientists, and he's doing it for recognition or science, or to go down in history, or to just help mankind kind of thing.
Okay.
So he's sort of a regular person that's just sort of strayed.
And why?
Because he's only experimenting on corpses. So they're dead, and in his mind, that's fine. And they don't purposefully kill people to get corpses, to have fresh corpses to work on.
I think you just said...
But not exactly criminal.
I think you just said they. So does he have a little gang?
He has an assistant. And I can't remember his name, because it's just not really important in the movie. He's just the guy that isn't Herbert West. And so he is the person that has the love interest, because no H.P. Lovecraft character can. So the assistant has a love interest in this movie, which is the part they added to make it actually good.
Okay.
Because, you're not going to see a love interest in any Lovecraft movie. And it's an 80s movie, so there's lots of action and
Wait, you're talking like lady action? Or
no, there is a little bit of that as well, though.
Oh, wow.
Because it is an 80s movie, so there is a little bit of that. Yeah, but the second movie is where they do have some fun, what they call biological doodling.
Wait, what's it called? Just Reanimator 2?
Bride of Reanimator.
Makes sense.
Because he does, at that one, bring back in the first one, the assistant, his girlfriend ends up getting killed by the end of the movie. And so the second movie revolves around they're making another woman and putting her heart into it to convince this guy to help him. He's like, we're going to bring her back, and we're going to use her heart just like you loved, blah, blah, blah.
You loved her heart. Her brain, that's gone. Don't. So basically, it's just a body upgrade.
But the start of the second movie starts off with, we have a new, they call it their magic potion, the reagent. And they say, we have a new reagent that will not only bring dead things back to life, but can create life from body parts that were never alive before. So he takes, like, 4 fingers and an eyeball and wires them all together, pours the reagent on it, and it starts scuttling around the house, and it's really adorable.
Oh.
So he starts doing things like that, which opens up a whole world for the movie because there's all these crazy things running around by that point. But we're going to talk about just the basic ones from the first movie, Dead People Brought Back to Life by Herbert West. They're not super exciting monsters, but the movie's pretty good. So we're not going to have some great scores here, I don't think. But hey, it's another Frankenstein one. And we got to talk about Reanimator and H.P. Lovecraft at all for a little while.
And who doesn't want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Powers.
No powers.
There's literally no power.
None. No special powers at all.
The corpse is as strong as he was when he was alive?
Yep, they don't come back as stronger than usual. Although, you know, they might have like a little bit of insane strength, but they show like regular people wrestling into the ground. It's not going to be insane. So what you got is a regular corpse, very limited brain. Sometimes they can talk a little bit, small words. That's it. So, no special powers. Next section.
Can they die again?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
If they are killed in the exact same way as a human, they will die again all over again. Even though they point out that they do still have broken spines or that they're not technically alive. If you shoot them in the head, they'll die again. If you break their arm's still broken. If you stab them in the heart, they die just the same as they would have if they were alive.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, well, before we move on, you might want to actually give a score.
For powers? 0. No special
Zero?
powers.
I didn't even know we could put a 0.
There's no special powers at all.
I'm going to put 1 because I think human beings are special. So
Oh, that's nice.
that's a 0.5.
Bar fighting.
Bar fighting.
Okay, so this is what the monster can do if all of its powers were taken away and it was just out in the world.
In a regular bar fight.
Okay. Okay. So
they
it's
do
just
okay?
a regular person?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't seem... So what's a regular person in a bar fight?
I
I think it could actually be a little lower. Because, I mean, what if they died and... Okay, here's a question.
Well, they're not going to be
if-
scared.
I think the fear might help someone fight.
Oh. Not like they won't be scared of, like, getting stabbed or something. They're not going to go right for it.
I mean, I suppose.
Both ways to look at it. They don't feel pain, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't see them ever react to pain and go, my balls.
Well, what? Okay, so what if... Does he ever reanimate a corpse that, say, is half rotten or has lost an arm or anything like that?
Yes, and like bits later on, but it doesn't seem to make it any stronger.
I'm saying that could make them weaker than a normal person.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Not that, a person with one arm couldn't kick my ass. I'm just saying.
Although, for the most part, what he reanimates is a regular full human.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
he prefers that because that's who he is.
Because he's trying to bring people back to life in a straight doctor-y kind of way.
But
in
I mean,
the same
really,
way that they were in life.
yeah. Okay.
So, yeah,
bar
fight,
fighting-
3, 4? That'd be a regular human score, right?
Yeah, I'll go 3 actually because I think that there might be some disadvantages to being.
All right, 3, I will agree.
You're gonna go 3 too?
Weaknesses.
Weaknesses! Or, as I'd like to rename it, are they subject to some stupid thing that humans could do that will make them be defeated immediately?
Okay, I can't write that on the board.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll just call it weaknesses.
Okay. So the explanation of weaknesses is what you just said.
Yes.
Okay.
Do they have some stupid thing that any human could do that would completely defeat them? No.
So I'm going to go ahead and let you score first to see if I understand. Go ahead.
So it'd be a 10.
Compare it. See, that's the thing. I was going to say, if it has to be the same as Frankenstein, I suppose.
Yes, exactly. So that would
Okay.
be a 10.
Then I guess it's a 10. For both of us. Oh.
No stupid weaknesses, which I guess is good. Hopefully we're going to see a weaker thing than this somewhere on this podcast, but they're just not that impressive. And why did we choose this movie? Because I like this movie. I got to watch it again yesterday, and I haven't had a reason to in a long time.
Yeah, don't put we into this. I never choose
Yeah,
this.
she did. Crandall does not pick that. Crandall's not super into monsters,
And that's,
but if
yeah.
a horror movie is a good movie on itself, then you'll watch it.
You know what I was thinking? If we did a series that I would really enjoy.
Yeah.
Campground Murderers.
Oh my god.
Those are my favorite
That
horror
would be a
movies.
good series of 4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Could you find 4?
Yes.
I can only think of 2 right off the top of my head.
Well, it'd be Jason
Yeah.
and
Sleepaway Camp.
Sleepaway Camp.
See? Maybe there's not 4.
Oh, well.
Huh? For another day.
Another day.
Facts. size.
This one is interesting because during the movie there are points where there's just one of them. They're fairly easy dealt with, but the movie actually ends with a giant massacre where there's, I think, 8 or 9 of them running around.
Should we have said spoilers? You're not going to watch this movie.
You're listening to a podcast about horror movies. Guess what? We're going to talk about them a lot.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm like, oh, by the way, we just saw this movie and there's all this amazing stuff and I'm going to tell you about it right now. Right now.
So at the end there's like a zombie horde. Would you call these things zombies?
Yeah, they're really close to zombies, except technically they just die like anything else. As opposed to like a Romero zombie where you have to kill them in the head or something like that. So yeah, it could be various. Usually there's one, but could be up to like 8.
So it's just this one guy doing all of the reanimating?
That's right.
So it's, I guess, and how much he can produce this juice?
And in the second movie, there actually is a moment where he's been reanimating things and other little creatures and throwing them into this crypt. And at the end of the movie, the crypt opens up and then a bunch of these things all come scuttling out at once. But that is not the kind of monster we're talking about. We're talking about the just plain normal humans.
Okay.
So like anywhere from 1 to 8. Split the difference to a 4.
Sure.
Because really, he's not running around and, doing this to 100 people because it does seem to insinuate it takes a long time to make this stuff too.
Yes, that's it. That's what I was thinking.
And that's some,
limited
obscure
to
ingredients.
his access to monster juice as well as to corpses. So.
Yes.
4 it is.
Because there is a question of corpse freshness as well. In the first one, for sure. What'd you make it?
4.
4, yes.
Spookiness.
Spookiness. How spooky is it? Even less spooky than Frankenstein? Because if you don't even know it's dead, then you just be like, it's a crazy guy. I guess that's kind of scary in itself.
Yeah, because I think a Frankenstein is more of just a big guy with some skin problems.
Which is, not that scary.
Yeah.
So, a little scarier than Frankenstein. What did we give him?
You gave him a 1 and I gave him a 2.
Okay, so maybe a 4?
And you're saying that you really can't tell that they're like, are they zombies or are they just?
No, they're like screaming and yelling.
That's very scary.
Yeah,
I'd say
scary.
that's like a 7.
All right then.
I'm scared of that.
I'll split the difference on that then.
All right. So what did you say?
I said like a 4.
4. So that's 5.5.
Okay.
Kill factor.
Kill factor. Gore / cool. The monsters don't get any really good kills in the movie.
I was gonna say, how do they kill? Like, what do they just wait? What?
There's one that they mostly knock people over or hit them or they're like and then their neck is broken or they're smashed in.
Did they ever rip an arm off or?
I don't see any good stuff like that. The second one has some good stuff because like all sequels, everything is amped up. And I think Screaming Mad George does the effects in the sequel, so there's a lot better stuff there. And then there's like the weird little monsters running around and things like that. So, but in the first one, no, I don't remember any good kills. And if they don't stand out, then they weren't that great.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Kill factor, gore cool. 1.
Yeah, it's gotta be a 1.
It's gotta be a 1.
So sad. When will we get some gory monsters?
Yes. And like I said, there's some more fun stuff in the second one, but that's a different movie.
Okay, Sean.
Alright, location. So, I mean, if it's just this one doctor, is he like in England or something? Is he far away?
He's in the States, and then he goes down to South America in the second movie, and in the first movie, he's in Germany for a while, I think. Or no, Switzerland.
Okay.
So he gets around, and he's not a criminal at that point. I think later on he does become a criminal, so he can theoretically fly or go anywhere, and he's a human, so he can just get on a plane. So location anywhere.
But he needs the ingredients for his zombie juice.
Oh yeah, but he sort of travels with that.
Oh, okay.
Or can make it anywhere.
Does it ever say what that zombie juice is made of?
Well, it kind of does in the second one. But then they say it's made of this and this and this, and then we add our reagent. And,
okay.
And it glows green. So,
It's proprietary.
So
okay.
I guess location is anywhere.
I guess.
So that's a 10?
See, I feel a little safer about this one than the Frankenstein for some reason. I feel like Frankenstein would have a personal vendetta against me. I feel like if Frankenstein's coming after you, he's coming after you.
Yes.
And I feel like this is like if you happen to be at the mall and he releases his zombies, you're in trouble.
Well, that and he's not even going to come for you because you're not dead.
Well, I'm saying the monsters.
Oh, the monsters could.
Does
So
he just
really,
let them? Wait,
you'd have to be close to where he's doing his experiments for them to escape.
That's what I mean. So I feel a little safer.
Because he doesn't really use them to attack people or enact evil plans.
Yeah, like why do they? Like why does he release them if he knows they're going to attack people?
Well, usually it'll be he's doing an experiment in a morgue, in a university or at a hospital, and then other people stumble across it.
Well, what? Why can't he change his idea? Like, okay, if I was doing something, and then like I was like raising dogs or something, and they kept escaping, or people kept coming across it and being killed, I would up the security. I would change my location, and he's just like, oh, whatever, it's all
because
science.
Of an opportunity that they're like, oh, somebody has just died, so like, well, we'll have a better chance to try to do it because he is still doing his experiments to try to bring them back in a fully human way. As opposed to, So usually these situations are that, oh, we have a fresh body that suddenly arrived because of some situation, and then they bring him back, and then horrible things ensue. So yeah, unless you're like living close to an experimenting hospital or psych ward or something, I guess you're safe.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say like a.
So we're not safe here.
I'm gonna say like an 8 because it's it's bad. He can definitely get everywhere.
I think you talk me down to even lower.
Go ahead.
Like even like a 3 or a 4.
I need your number, sir.
4.
4 it is. So that is... no, I was going to say 7. Yeah. No, 6, sorry. It's a 6.
All right.
Would you fuck it?
Would you fuck it? So you're going off of my description of them being all like...
Well, that's the thing. And violent and automatically violent. Like, again, I find with Frankenstein, he will kill you if you give him a reason to kill you. It's like, that's why I was not afraid of him sexually.
Yeah.
Would I fuck it? It's pretty low.
It's pretty low. There's no reason to.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's all, it's just like, no, there's no energy there.
Yeah.
There's no fun.
Yeah, there's not going to be any...
No. There's not going to be anything fun going on there.
No tete-a-tete.
No.
No sexual badinage.
It's not going to do a good job at all.
Oh, it's not going to care about you.
Yeah, and really, it's not even going to fuck you. It's just going to try to strangle you or...
well, my God, forget it. I mean, that's a 0. Well, okay, you know what? Let's say 1. Just... I don't know. There might be a situation.
All right.
Some restraint situation.
Put a 0 on there.
I don't know. Never say never. Wait, I think I'm learning that my standards are really low.
How would you make these monsters better?
How about this?
Yeah.
How about this? Was he a doctor? I assume he's a doctor. How about this doctor? Is he? Yeah, he is. Okay.
Oh yes, doctor.
Okay. How about this? How about he pushes it a little more? How about instead of just using as whole as possible corpses, he finds pieces of people or decomposed in various stages of decomposition. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like just straight up full corpses. It's kind of boring. Let's push the limits of your Reanimator juice or whatever it's called. Regenerate. What is it?
Reagent.
Reagent. Let's see what it can do.
Well, again, and that's where they go in the second movie. So I guess they thought the same thing as you. We have to go a little bit wilder here.
And what about can it do like, I don't know, Jurassic Park situations with dinosaur bones or something?
God. That's a good crossover.
Let's find out.
And I think there's like 4 or 5 movies altogether, and in the final one there is literally like a little zombie penis running around and attacking people.
I would not fuck it. That's a 0. Wait, maybe a 1. Let me think.
See, without that sequel, like the sequel opens everything up, but if you're looking at just the basic story, it's the same as if you were doing like Frankenstein. If you're only looking at the first movie, but then you look at a lot of sequels, so we have to stay limited to the first movie for this one, because then you have all sorts of different monsters.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, that's your.
So they thought the same thing. It's just like we could just do a lot more here. How is it lame? I think the same thing.
Yeah, Well, I guess it's kind of the same
It's
coin.
there's just really, it's not focused on the monster, but in this one it is a fairly good story about the person. Herbert West himself is an amazing character.
Oh,
He actually is really good, and he's played by Jeffrey Combs. I don't know if you know who that is,
I do
but
not.
he's amazing.
is he in a lot of?
A lot of
Monster
things. A lot of
movies?
monster horror, sci-fi. He does a lot of Star Trek as well.
Hmm.
And I think he's one of the few
Explains why
people
I've
that's been
never
in
seen it.
every single Star Trek except for original series.
Wow.
And sometimes he's played, I can't remember what the episode was, but he plays two separate characters in the same episode because he plays separate characters at different times and they're both in one episode at some point. So he's literally playing two different people on an episode of Star Trek. Jeffrey Combs. He's
Jeffrey.
amazing.
I'm sorry. What? Jeffrey
Jeffrey Combs.
Combs.
Mm-hmm. And he's sort of like a Bruce Campbell, but good, like a good actor.
Ooh,
Like Bruce
bird.
Campbell is Bruce Campbell, and he plays Bruce Campbell
Yes.
in all of his stuff.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Combs kind of does that Jeffrey Combs thing, but he does a lot of other stuff as well. So yeah, he's great. Bait and comments outro. Wow, there's really not too much to talk about for this thing. But sometimes it's what comes up, and I just thought of what I'm going to do for number 3.
You just thought of
I
it?
just thought of it, but I got to find the movie first.
Well, hey everyone, what do you think he should do for number 3?
You
And
can put the comments. It's Ripley Stonebrook on Instagram.
yeah, go to Rip's Insta and let him know what you think. And what do you think about our idea for the sleepaway camp Jason, campground murderer?
We need some more camps.
Can you think of 2 more for us?
We need 2 more camps to go along
And
with
what
it.
other categories sound good to you? There's so many monsters and so many bad things and movies and whatnot, and we want to know.
Yeah, other categories could be added.
Yes.
Mm.
This is going to go on forever, so don't worry about it. We will eventually get to it. We're heading for episode 1000.
Oh my god.
Then we can shoot ourselves in the head.
This is a really short one, but that's okay.
Oh,
These
it's
things
been
happen.
half an hour.
Mhm. Wow, really? Well, when you edit it down, it won't be that long.
Yeah, but the other one with editing is like 35 minutes. So even if it's only like 25 minutes, it's similar.
Sometimes these episodes come up where there's just not a lot going
Like I'm
on,
going
but
to
it's
cut
part
out
of
what
the
I'm
series.
saying right there.
And of course, if I hadn't have done Reanimator, and they're like, well, you're doing people coming back, you got to do Reanimator.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you got to do Reanimator.
Yes.
Yes.
And I guess that's it. We already told you where to go to give us
Go
comments.
there.
Go there
He
now.
told you where to go, so go there.
Any more
Signing
housekeeping?
off from the Maritimes,
This is Ripley
Canada.
Stonebrook. Say goodbye, Crandall.
Bye, Crandall.
Oh, we got to come back.
Oh, shit. What?
We didn't give the totals.
Oh my god!
Final score!
Tell me the totals for this monster.
Shit. Yes, totals. Not.
And you
this
have the
is
calculator
not
ready and
a
everything.
shabby. I got this. The total for Reanimator, for those of you who didn't
Oh, are we doing the Frankenstein thing?
add it up. What does that mean?
Where his monsters are called Reanimators?
I don't know. I just looked at my board and it says Reanimator at the top.
I'm going to call them the Reanimates.
What, do they even have names?
No.
Okay.
They're just things that came back.
Well, we're going to call them Reanimates.
The Reanimates.
So Reanimates total score, drum roll,
Duh.
is 30.5 out of 80. I mean,
10 points of that is weakness.
Frankenstein got 34.
What,
so,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's close, but Frankenstein OG is still winning.
See, I said when Frankenstein came up, he's not going to
You
be
know,
amazing.
yeah. But you know what? That's okay. Because he's still winning. And, I know you love him.
I do. I do. I'm really surprised they scored that high. That is shocking. But, the numbers don't lie. These categories are rock solid.
Exactly. That's
years
exactly. This
of
is
figuring
science.
this out. There was a lot of testing.
Yeah, we didn't just come up with these on the fly.
No, while drinking.
Like, I didn't even know about what was going to happen
Yeah.
last episode.
It's not like we literally sat down and scribbled them down while drinking.
I mean, yeah, that would be irresponsible.
Yeah. That's not how we roll.
And that's not what we do here in Atlantic Canada.
The Maritime.
All right.
Bye again. Say bye, Crandall.
I'm saying it. Bye.
Why don't you come into our monster ball?